Insellmilkom u nilqakom għal ftuħ ta' wirja ta' xogħlijiet varji minn diversi artisti, kemm minn Malta kif ukoll minn barra minn Malta. Din hija l-ewwel attività wara tnedija ta' 3 ilu fejn dakinhar kxifna skultura ta' artist mill-Italja, Gerald Moroder, li sawwar statwa magħmula mit-tifrik tal-isplużjoni tal-istraġi ta' Capaci li qatlet lil Giovanni Falcone, lil mara tiegħu Francesca Morvillo u 3 aġenti tal-iskorta, Rocco Di Cillo, Vito Schifani u Antonio Montinaro. Mhijiex xi ħaġa ta' koinċidenza illi f'din il-wirja bħal Moroder qed jieħdu sem artisti li mhumiex Maltin, għax l-istorja ta' Daphne Caruana Galizia ta' kif għexet tiġġieled tal-pajjiżna hija l-ġlieda ta' David u Gulija, il-ġlieda tal-ħażin u t-tajjeb, ġlieda li hija tema universali li tispira lill-artist jimmaġina xenarji fejn it-tajjeb dejjem jirbaħ fuq il-ħażin. Kif forsi indunajtu, din il-wirja ma natax isem, m'hemmx għalfejn, għax ser inħallu lil min iżur din il-wirja jipproġetta dak li qed iħoss jew tħoss fl-opri tal-arti li għandna hawn ġew, ispirati mill-legat ta' Daphne Caruana Galizia. Għax f'din it-triq għall-ġustizzja għal Daphne, għal pajjiżna u għalina il-koll, mhux kulħadd qiegħed fl-istess post f'dan l-itinerarju. Min għandu ħafna tama, min għandu qalbu mimlija, min forsi qed jaqta' qalbu u min għadu jħossu li mhux konvint li se naslu. Imma kif qal il-President ta' Repubblika Dr. Robert Aquilina quddiem il-Parlament din il-ġimgħa, fil-waqt li l-mafja toqtol, l-arti tagħti l-ħajja u toħloq it-tama. Permezz ta' dawn l-opri tal-arti, l-isplużjoni rrieda li qatlet lil Daphne issa qed isservi ta' tfakkira li ssewwa fl-aħħar jirbaħ. Imma tajdu, kif tista' tgħid li t-tajjeb jirbaħ fuq il-ħażin meta l-mafja toqtol? Il-ħażen jirbaħ meta ma nagħmlu xejn quddiem il-qawwa tagħha, quddiem il-qawwa tal-mafja u l-qawwa tagħha biss tinsab fil-forza rrieda, fil-vjolenza. Il-qawwa tal-mafja tiddajjef meta nifqula, meta nuru li ma nibżawx minna. Il-mafja qatlet lil Daphne imma ma qatlitx l-ispirtu tagħha. U din hi l-idea wara din il-wirja tal-arti li għandi pjaċir innawgura l-lejla. Għax minnew lid-dinja l-arti servit biex iġġib il-bidla, biex tiżra t-tama u fuq kollox biex isservi ta' memorja kollettiva tal-esperjenza ta' poplu u ta' nazzjon. L-arti tista' sservi wkoll bħala forma ta' protesta u sakemm niqpgħu insemmu leħinna b'kull mezz possibbli, il-ħażen ma jirbaħ qatt. Jirbaħ jekk naqgħu fil-muta u dan aħna mhux ser nagħmluh qatt. Jiġri x'jiġri, jagħmlulna x'jagħmluna huma min huma. Nixtieq nirringrazzja lill-artisti li laqgħu l-istedina tagħna biex jieħdu sehem f'din il-wirja. Nirringrazzja lill-kuratriċi, il-kollega tiegħi, Professur Vikjan Cremona u lit-tim tagħha u fl-aħħar nett nirringrazzja lill-Istitut Kattoliku ta' kemm il-darba laqgħana f'dan il-bini. Sewwa sew l-ewwel laqgħa ġenerali ta' Repubblika saret hawnhekk kważi 5 snin ilu. Issa nistieden il-Vikjan biex tagħmel id-diskors tagħha.
Peress li għanna artisti li huma wkoll ta' barranin li qegħdin preżenti anke fil-kamra, jien se nagħmel id-diskors tiegħi bl-Ingliż. Għal-Repubblika Nadifa, for a clean republic, which is the general name of all these events, is not a haphazard name. The exhibition organized by Repubblika, Occupy Justice and ManuelDelia.co to mark the 6th anniversary of the assassination of Daphne Caruana Galizia serves as yet another reminder that justice still has not been done. On the contrary, had she been alive today, she would have probably denounced all the disgusting weekly scandals we are hearing of before anyone even ever smelt them. In all these cases, yet again, justice is not being done, both with the driving license scandals as well as the latest health scandal, not to mention the scandals that are slowly becoming innumerable, starting from the hospital deals, down to Panama Papers, irregular dishing out of building permits, just to mention the tip of the iceberg. We are determined to see justice served in all these issues, for Daphne and her cause, which is our cause too, truth and justice. As the artists know, one of the difficulties of putting up this exhibition was actually finding an exhibition space, but I am happy to see it coming together today. John, I would like to thank different people, John Velazab and Godwin Caruana, who have so kindly lent us all the material that you are seeing, and who have been generous with us also in the past. I also want to thank Luisel Vassallo and the team who helped me choose these artworks, Joanna Ajus, Abigail Ardel-Zamit, and especially Vibke Seifert for hanging the exhibition. I would like to thank all the artists for coming forward and offering their artworks to be shown, and would like to say a few words about them. We have had a small but meaningful collection of paintings and poems. Sadly, some works we could not accept because of our problems of finding a space, and then it was too late and too expensive to bring them from abroad. But I would like to say that even for those that we had to not accept, we found them very beautiful and hope one day to be able to organize this. Eric Attard's original work, CCTV 1 and CCTV 2, features 2 CCTV cameras which have become part of the fabric of our landscape, like angels looking over our shoulders, which on the one hand serve as a deterrent to crime, but also force into one course of action rather than another. Eric has also presented a painting of the Greek goddess of the night, Nyx, presented as a skeleton wearing an onnella. At the horizon, we can see a typical Maltese village, cranes and all, and floating in the air are soap bubbles, a reminder of the fragility of life, beauty, and integrity. Celia Borg Cardona needs no introduction. A versatile, reputed painter, active member of Occupy Justice, in her painting No Thanks, she has captured the moment from the famous photo taken by her own son Ben that did the rounds on the media of a refusal to throw away integrity, to compromise. In many more ways than one, Celia herself does not compromise and has contributed much to the fight for justice in Malta. Abigail Ardel-Zamit offers a very interesting work with blackout erasures taken from prose translations of Ovid's Metamorphoses. Here, time, space, and translation provide a convenient distancing effect, while underlining injustice, corruption, treachery, and the abuse of power. The original words have not been shifted or altered, but blacked out so as to illuminate the contemporary Maltese context. Alfred Camilleri, whose poem in Maltese, Ottubru, is linked to his painting. 6 of the lines of the poem feature in the middle of the painting that recalls both the paper that Daphne wrote on and the iron of her car, crushed beyond recognition. Like the phoenix, Daphne rises out of the ashes her body was reduced to and flies over us, leading us by her example. Robert Caruana's A Tale of Two Maltas shows Daphne in what I would call the landscape of our memories. We remember her as the bold author of running commentary, with a love for nature and an indomitable spirit. His portrait of Daphne was placed especially at the end of a series of panels in order to remind us of the person who we would have liked to have in the midst of us, rather than be recalling her assassination and the unjust way her memory and her rights have been dealt with. John Quinn and Lizzie Eldridge's video, Bay Leaves and Butterflies, is a pretend fairy tale underlining the horror of Daphne's death and of the corruption in the country. Lizzie is a member of Occupy Justice who has spoken at various vigils and continues to support us from Scotland. Very soon, we hope to be publishing an online story for children about human rights and principles that she wrote. And we would like to thank her and Marisa Todd for the beautiful illustrations that go with the story. Manuel Delia is another person who needs no introduction. Even though he doesn't want me to speak about him, I'm going to do it. His blog, Truth Be Told, has become a daily read for many of us. Besides his blog and his activism, Manuel is also a huge film buff who undertook a master's degree in film studies at the University of Malta. This video is a sensitively shot film depicting Daphne's murder from the perspective of her killers. It makes us think deeply of aspects we do not really reflect upon when hearing about a murder. Catherine Fenech was a friend of Daphne and her German translator for the Panama Papers. She wrote some very beautiful words with her paintings, As Above, So Below, and Through the Veil. And I would like to quote what she wrote in a description to me. I quote, "Standing in speechless sadness at the scene of horror that changed our lives in so many ways and confronted us with our own limitations, past and present, the choice is ours. The responsibility is ours where we go from here. So close and yet so far, the longing for justice never fades. Forever unachievable it seems, yet we stand close together, solid like a rock, and look through the veil in sadness, in anger, to right what was wronged." Akis Karapanagiotis is a journalist from Cyprus, and we have included his work because as a journalist, he wanted to contribute something in a more artistic form to this exhibition. His poem reads more as a statement of facts of an event that we still all recall with horror and indignation at the lack of justice that still prevails. The London-based fashion photographer Antonella Muscat went to great lengths to lend us her witty artistic photograph, La Dame Perdue, to the exhibition. The subject in the photograph looks forlorn and lost in an environment they do not recognize anymore. She is resigned to remaining combative, though the enemy is not immediately obvious to the viewer. Her beauty and pride elevate her in the surrounding degraded environment. Wibke Siefert, to whom we owe the hanging of this exhibition, is exhibiting 4 lino cuts taken from her series, Sun Over Malta. She started out by carving a huge Auricaria tree from her garden and used it for her lino prints, using different colors on different colored paper. She then created the works you see exposed by twisting the lino cuts over newspaper covers of the Times of Malta to show how the picturesque Mediterranean world is or can be so dirty behind the scenes. Rebecca Zamit Lupi is very close to our hearts, as we remember her with much affection and much sadness. The series of stickers she created that her father put together in one tableau shows how, although young, Bex was mature above her age. And Darren Zammitlupi is certainly one of our great photographers, and exposing his work is a privilege and an honor for all of us. His photographs of our protests show his constant and consistent engagement with our will to achieve justice. I hope you enjoyed this exhibition, and please try to tell as many people as you can to visit it, even in the name of solidarity with the idea of the need for a cleaner republic and the demand for justice for Daphne and for us all. Thank you.